Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and it's the last weekend in March, and I'm planting a few early greens here, and I thought I'd show you how I do this. I've done videos on this before, but there's always new viewers. They don't watch the old stuff, they watch the new stuff, so here we go. So today, in this bed here, which is about 11 feet long by 4 feet wide, I'm going to plant kale, spinach, and lettuce. I'm going to plant kale down the middle, and I'm going to plant spinach and lettuce on the left and right hand side. And the reason I'm doing that is because eventually the spinach and the lettuce will bolt. They'll make flowers. And once they do that, they all have to be harvested and used in some way. I find lettuce in particular, once it makes flowers, it tastes kind of bad. So the only way to eat it is to cook it, really. And I got videos on how to do that. Maybe I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. But once those things bolt, I just remove them from the garden. And once the kale is large enough, I thin them and reposition them to fill the entire bed. So right now I'm going to be planting kale down the center, spinach on one side, lettuce on the other side. But by some point in July, August, this whole bed will be kale. Just be a giant kale bed. Right? That's the idea. But right now it's end of March, early April. We're still getting cold nights. I think there's a couple nights this week that are going to be -8 Celsius. So I'm going to affect a little temporary microclimate over this. And I'll show you how to do that as well. But I'm just going to do the whole thing from start to finish, aside from the preparation of the soil here, which wasn't really much. This was mulched with leaves over the winter. And all I did was pull the leaves off. And there was a handful of little weeds growing. So it took like a minute to remove those. And then I got all this sort of rough stuff that was in with the leaves. So I just raked all that stuff to the edges. Okay, so the center is reasonably good soil. Here I've got a container of soil that I screened with this little, screening box that I made ages ago. It's just soil from one of my gardens. I got this nice, loose, soft soil. So all I'm going to do is make furrows with a stick, plant the seeds, put this nice, loose soil on top, water it, put something over the top to keep in the heat. Let the sun in, let the sun in and keep the heat in. All right, so let's go. This process does not take long at all. I got a little pointy stick here. I'm going to have 3 lines, one down the middle here. Okay, like that. And one down the side about a hand span from the edge. See a little bit of yellow stuff coming up? That's just a fungus in the soil. It's not paint or some chemical or anything like that. It's just a fungus in the soil, not worth worrying about. All right, so we got our furrows now. Now I'm going to add the seeds. I'll start with the middle. This is red Russian kale from Vessi Seeds. I'm overseeding. I always do that. As to say, I'm putting down lots of seeds. Eventually, I'm going to have one plant about every 16 to 20 inches. That's how widely spaced they are. But right now, I've got like a seed every centimeter, right? Every half or 3/8 of an inch. Right? Lots of seeds out there. There's lots of different, techniques, ideas, theories about seeding. I always overseed. Most seed packs have like 200 seeds in them or 100 seeds or that sort of thing. And seeds don't last forever. Some seeds only have viability for a year or two. Some seeds have viability for 10 years, but that's about max. I think kale lasts a long time. But yeah, I tend to overseed. So maybe I just put down, I don't know, 100 seeds. But think about having 100, you're not going to have 100 kale plants, right? This bed might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. In total, the whole thing might have 20 kale plants at the most when this is all said and done. But initially, I'm going to have way more than that, way more kale plants than that going down the center. Okay, this is just to make sure that they germinate. Okay, so I got the kale down. Now I'm going to put my lettuce down. I'm going to grow lettuce and spinach in another bed as well. Okay, but I'm growing them here as well because we eat a lot of this stuff, right? We eat lots of vegetables in our house. So why buy it? This one here, it's called Boronda lettuce, and it's pelletized. So it's just coated in some sort of clay. All right, so these ones do cost a little bit more, so you space them out a bit more. So these ones I'm placing them about 1 inch apart. Now some people might say, boy, it's still too cold to plant anything like that. But these particular plants, kale, spinach, lettuce, the seeds can handle being frozen and thawed, and the seedlings, to some extent, can handle being a little frozen and a little thawed. And of course, we're going to put a microclimate over this, you know, a little plastic dome, that sort of thing, protect them, right? But generally speaking, they should survive those low temperature nights. If they don't, they'll just replant. It's no big deal. It's worth doing it, right? If everything goes wrong, you're out a couple bucks, but otherwise you're like a month ahead of the season. Okay. Now the next thing to do is to just take this really fine soil and make sure everything's covered and pat it down like that. Just enough. You want just enough soil to cover everything, but no more than that. Okay, you don't want to bury things. Okay. And I mean, you don't need to do this. You can just, you know, put it back together like that and pat it down. Okay. But I like to take soil from a bed that has nice dark soil, and I like to screen it. And put it over my seeds. It's just kind of like a ritual of mine. It leaves a nice dark line where I've planted things, so I know something's planted there. And I usually have my garden planned out on a little file on my computer, so I know where everything is. So I don't put little stakes with labels and stuff like that. I know what's where, right? You know, generally speaking, it's all about having a system that works for you. You know, aligns with your rhythms, your sensibilities. All right, that's all done. Now I just give everything a little watering, not too much. Don't flood them. And I mean, just so you have a sense of the temperature right now, I think it's positive 3 Celsius, maybe 5 Celsius. So it's cool outside. In my hands, they're not numb, but I'm pretty good with things like this, but most people would have cold hands right now. And if my hands were wet, they would be very cold, right? So, you know, see, I'm lightly dressed, but that's just because I run hot, right? I'm a northern man. I can take the cold, but it's a cold day right now. It's cool outside. I mean, for me, it's a beautiful, nice, sunny day. But for a lot of people, this would be a cold day, okay? All right. Next thing to do is put this plastic dome over top. Now this thing's not perfectly airtight, right? It's got holes in it, it's got wear and tear, it's kind of falling apart, but it's gonna be a lot warmer underneath this than elsewhere. And let me, this thing isn't big enough to cut to cover the entire bed, so let me show you what I do on the other side. All right, pretty low tech. I always have a couple of these wooden panels with a little plastic on them. Just put them over the bed. It's not perfect, right? But again, it's going to be warmer underneath these than it is elsewhere in the garden. That'll aid the germination. So as I mentioned, these are pretty tough plants. Once they're up a few inches, I'll actually remove these domes. You don't want it to get too hot under here, right? Plants like lettuce and spinach, not so much kale, but lettuce and spinach, if it gets too hot, they'll want to go to flower, right? They experience too many hot days, they change their whole plan, and they go into like seed mode, and you don't want that. So I'm putting these domes on to warm the soil to optimal germination temperature. Every kind of seed has what they call a minimum germination temperature, and lettuce and spinach have a very low minimum germination temperature. They'll germinate at below 10 degrees Celsius. Apologies to Americans for using Celsius. It's just my frame of reference. In Canada, we use Celsius and we call it imperial here. You call it American standard. But we use both interchangeably, especially depending on your age. I was born in the 70s, so I use both. The thermostat in my house was Fahrenheit growing up, even though the thermostat in the house I have right now is in Celsius. So I like it to be 20C, but when I was growing up, I liked it to be 67F, right? Anyway, these plants can germinate at lower temperatures, but they germinate better when it's like 16C, 20C, that sort of thing, right? So that's what we're doing here. When we have a nice day where there's reasonably, like today's nice day, we got blue skies, there's some cloud cover, but it's a reasonably nice day with some sun, right? Underneath this dome, the surface of the soil might get as warm as 20C or maybe 16C or 12 Celsius, something like that. That's much better for germination. So every so many days I'll come out here and just add a little bit more water, keep everything nice and moist, that sort of thing. But I expect, and things are not gonna germinate the way they would at the height of growing season, like let's say middle of May, okay? Things will germinate, these sort of seeds, all of them will germinate in about a week, around the middle of May or late May. This time of year, even though we're doing this, it's still getting very cold at night, and this doesn't really hold that much heat in, right? So it's going to take longer. You don't expect a miracle. I'd be very surprised. Well, it's Sunday right now, March 29th, or Saturday, March 28th or 29th or something like that. So I don't expect these to be germinated by next weekend. It'll probably take 2 weeks to germinate. And if it hasn't germinated 3 weeks from now, I'll probably replant. But I would expect something to happen by then, based on experience, okay? So yeah, early sowing of tough greens, kale, lettuce, spinach. That's one way to do it. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast at maritimegardening.com. Check out my weekly article at maritimegardening.substack.com. Use my coupon code at Vessie's Seeds, GAVS25, for whatever you need in your garden. Check the description box of this video for the details on that. There's a little thing at the end plugging that. Just stay tuned for that. Otherwise, until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.